Hello and welcome to a episode of the Euro blog for November 2022. Small disclaimer, this video may well contain triggers as we do talk about suicide, anxiety, depression, as well as things like substance abuse and a range of mental health difficulties that people face every day. So please, if you do go into this, do just be aware and make sure you look after yourself before and after, especially if that means talking to someone else and getting their support. Now, onto the vlog.
Hello and welcome to You're Alright, a vlog series for November 2022. I'm Ryan and this is day 9, and I want to talk to you about something that was actually brought up on day 6 by Will, which is the telling on of a male's experience when they tell you. A bit of backstory to this in case you skip that one is that it takes a lot for a man to open up, and it does. It takes a lot for a man to open up to someone. Specifically, it takes more for a man to open up to his mates than it does to the woman or person in their life, whoever that partner may be. It takes more for a man to open up to a close female friend than it will that partner. It takes even more to open up to a family. But the biggest thing is his mates, his male mates, because he doesn't want to look weak, which he doesn't. But of course, this is something that we've had instilled in us for a very long time. And the topic that we got onto that I didn't really want to dive into then was when someone tells you, and this can be a someone, that can be a man thing, but for now it's a male. When a man tells you something in privacy, and that could be, you could be telling your partner, he could be telling his mates, he could be telling his family, and they share it on. Now, I've had personal experience with this. Well, I've told stuff that's happened to me, to someone, and then it's been passed on, and that I've found out, and these have been like weird scales, like some of them are like little things that I found have just got out, and some of them were large things which actually changed my life just a little bit. But it's not okay for anyone, especially partners, more than probably anyone else. I know quite a few times where partners have told their significant other something close, something that's probably hard to say, and then that significant other has gone and told their friends, has gone and told the other partner's mates, so they can make sure they're being watched and kept in on. And all of this is something called a break of trust. And what you may actually do, not even indirectly, but quite directly, is stop that person from ever talking about it again. Now, if I decided to tell you all something, if I told you all one of my mental health stories, which they're out there and you can go and look at them and I'm not afraid or ashamed of them, but if I told you that, for you to then turn around and tell someone else that, and then I found out from someone else my own story, I'm not going to want to tell it again. I told you because I trusted you, and your reaction was to go and tell the next person, whose reaction was to go and tell the next person, and then in one roundabout way, it comes back to me. And that's what I just want to highlight, is how important it is that when a man is talking to you about their mental health, it's probably number one a big step for them. They may never have done it before, or maybe they're like me and they do it all the time. And even people like me that do it all the time, if I tell you something, I'm telling it to you. I'm not telling it to your mom, your dad, I'm not telling it to your best friend, anything like that. I'm telling it to you, not even your partner. Because maybe I don't trust them, but maybe I trusted you. And all it takes is that little thing right there that you've passed on that information, and that little throwaway comment you've just made, and you've shattered their confidence, you've broken their trust in you, and then they're probably not going to move forward with that, or not at that time anyway. And that can really be the difference in between a drawn out recovery that takes someone a long time to get on board with, and a potentially a softer, swifter, and more safe recovery. There's several things people do to avoid talking. Some of them are extreme as drinking and drugs. Some of them are as short as filling their time, or as less as filling their time full of other stuff not to talk about it. I'm one of the latter. If anyone out there knows me, I do a lot, and a lot of it is to cover up the fact that I do struggle from time to time. But if I keep myself busy, I can ignore the struggle until it goes away, which isn't healthy, but I'm working on it, and that's me. And to be fair, it's currently March. I've got a long time to work on it. But if I could tell someone, and then I could not share the burden, that's the wrong thing. I could know that someone else knew. It's out of my head then. It's out of my head, it's out of my heart, it's in the air. It's a discussion point. It's something I can talk to someone about. And a shout out to men on this, you cannot use this as an excuse to load your life trauma onto someone else. Okay? They may be accepting, but it doesn't mean that they can and will support you. And I think that's something we also need to accept as men, is that where everyone can listen, not everyone can help. And not some people may want to help, but not to the right extent. Some may offer wrong support. The big thing is, regardless of what you're doing, whether you listen attentively, whether you're giving support, whether or not you're acting as some form of therapy for this person, which if so, please do try and prompt them to go and get proper therapy from someone. If they're able to, of course, don't force them, but you can try and prompt them to. Do not pass it on. Don't share it. I had no choice but to own my story and what happened to me. And maybe I'll do a story time about that at a later point. I didn't have an option. I had to make what I did and what I was accused of and everything that followed and the literal collapse of my mental state quite public, because that option was taken out of my hands. And I actually had to use it, my past, to deter something that had happened in the present. So it never went away, it just reformed itself. And I could have done that in a safe manner, and that was really destructive for me, because suddenly I was like burning off all my friends, I was what I would call crashing. It's roughly the time that I started smoking. Sorry, mum and dad, if you watch this, sister and brother. But it all stemmed from that moment. It was like my entire life was shattered. And I'm lucky that I had a strong support network with all my friends that I was trying to burn off and get rid of, and they were like, no. Then I got back on my feet pretty quickly, and I went and kicked ass. And I got back on my feet, and I did what I'm doing now, and trying to get everyone else to feel okay with having this conversation. That could have been a lot nicer for me if my story wasn't told. So, I'm going to conclude there. Only a short one, nothing long. Please do, when someone is telling you something, and now this is open to anyone, man, female, non-binary, if someone is telling you something, just listen. Listen, actively, absorb. Maybe they'll ask for your ideas, maybe they'll just want to ramble on. Whatever you do, don't go tell. You can make the difference here to them. The Movember charity makes a difference to several men out there in both the form of cancer and in mental health. So please, if you can donate, do. I have no idea how close we are to our target. As I said, this is March and you're watching this in November. But please do consider donating. And you can watch me do some dumb stuff if you do. Yeah, that's it. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for episode 10 of the You Were Right Movember vlog for Movember 2022. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow morning.
Thank you for watching that You're Right blog. It's been a phenomenal journey that we've been on to get this far, and we're hoping that it will long outlive the vlog series. But it's not over there. There is more to be done, and there is a donation link to the Movember charity inside the description. If you can donate, please do consider it, or even if you can just spread that link far and wide to get as many people to donate as possible, that's also fantastic. We are actively making a change, and you're part of that. So thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.